What's up, guys, and welcome back to House Flipper. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we built up this beautiful two-story barn. We adopted 2 sheep, 2 pigs, and 2 cows, though I would hardly call this a farm when we still don't even have any area for us to cultivate and grow our crops. So that's precisely what we're going to be working on today. I also want to try to adopt maybe a couple of chickens, have a sort of dedicated area for them somewhere here on the property, and maybe, just maybe, I'll think about actually furnishing the second story of our barn. I just don't really know what to do up here, but before we get started on any of that stuff, we need to head back down here so we can start tending to our farm animals. The gates. I totally forgot about the gates. So the single gates we placed down initially were fine. We could walk through them. That was no problem. Though now that we've left the game and come back, they don't function anymore. So off camera, I was sort of experimenting with the double gates many of you had suggested, and I got it to work this one time. But every time that I've tried it since, it doesn't seem to function. It doesn't seem to work. I can't even place a second gate next to the one we had here initially. So you can see it's just not really registering that there's another gate next to it, and so it doesn't want to work. When I first noticed that the gates weren't working properly anymore, I was honestly a little upset, because like I tried and tried and tried again to figure out some sort of solution for it, and I still just don't really have one other than selling the gate and then selling a portion of the fence so we can actually fit through it. This is the only door that I can't open from this side of the fence as well. So now I gotta patch this up for, what were their names? Maureen and Melissa. Arguably the best cow names ever. Gonna top up the food for the girls really fast. Just make sure they have everything that they need. Hey, ladies, what's going on? Oh, we don't have any lights in here either, do we? Might have to add those as well. But let's check in with the girls here really quick. Just make sure they're doing all right. This is Melissa. She needs water. I'm just going to leave this outside for you two. All right? I'm just going to leave that outside. And hopefully it works a little bit better for you out there. Also, this then, I'm going to rotate around and place down right there. That's adorable. Let's see how our Piggly Wigglies are doing. Needs food and water. None of you like this water trough, do you? I'm gonna place this one outside as well, and hopefully you can access it a little bit easier. And then your food trough, we'll try to do a similar thing. Wait, what's this? Find truffles? Can you find truffles for us? Wait for it. Is she gonna, like, point us in the right direction, or is she gonna dig them up? She's actually gonna dig them up on her own. We just got 5 truffles added to our pantry. I don't know where our pantry is, or... Hang on, how we access it. I think this is it. Where are the truffles? So we've got 15 truffles now in total, and they're priced at $4 a piece. Okay, so we could sell all 5 of those and make 20 bones. Pretty easy. That's fantastic, dude. I love that. Okay, so this is how we actually sell a lot of the stuff that we're either growing, like the corn, sunflower, pumpkin, tomato, potato, all that stuff. But the cow milk, the sheep wool, the truffles from the pigs, I guess, because we're not gonna slaughter them in House Flipper, are we? That's just not something that that could take place. So instead, they hunt down truffles, chicken eggs, and then alpaca wool and goat milk. Dude, that's really cool. See, I had no idea that this tab in the tablet even existed, so pretty neat. All right, girls, we'll leave you to it. Thank you so much for the 5 truffles there, and then we'll head on over to the sheeps that I can't get to, and we'll check in with these 2. Did I say sheeps? The plural of sheep is still sheep, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see if we can shear one of them. And then we get 3 wool. 3 wool from one. They probably need to be, like, well-fed and have plenty of water and things to actually produce wool. If I had to guess, they do look a little bit different, I suppose. But I think for them, I'm probably gonna move their water out also. Let's jump up here and see if the cows next door have drank any of their water. They haven't. Okay, I'm kind of thinking that the animals just hate this trough. Maybe because it says haw yee instead of yee haw. Anyways, thanks for the wool. Appreciate it. You know what? Let's hop back in the pantry and let's sell off the 6 sheep wool that we just collected for $49.97. That's nearly 50 bucks. Well, all right. We might have to keep the sheep around. Next thing on the to-do list for today is, of course, creating a field so that we can actually cultivate and grow some of these crops. So I need to just figure out how to actually place down a field, unless all we need to do is just grab our seeds and put them in the ground. No, that's not working either. Maybe, is there a new tool? Wait, there is! The hoe, right? There we go. There we go, that's what we needed. All right, but I don't want to place these just anywhere. And actually, we might want to holster that for the moment. What I want to do just before that is create just a nice, simple little gravel path. Okay, honestly, that doesn't seem too bad. I was like laser focused during that, trying to make sure that we had the best possible curve. And it gets a little bit wider. You can see I kind of went with the original width from our sidewalk over there, and then it'll get a little bit wider when it actually gets closer to the door. But I think that'll work. If we just fill this in, I could see this actually looking pretty nice. Let's take a quick step back here, just over to the driveway. That way we can really take it all in. I like it. I actually really like it. I think it turned out pretty nice. We did have to do a little bit of touch-up in some areas of the curve, but all in all, pretty solid. So let's get our trusty hoe back out, and we can start plowing this field, I guess. Let's go down here, maybe closer to the driveway, so we can figure out proper spacing. I think if we started here, and then I'm just gonna basically like place the corners right now. Come all the way over to here, so it'll butt right up alongside our driveway, and then we can take this one probably all the way out to the fence. Honestly, well, we do have a tree right there. Ooh, we're gonna be taking down. If we do it like this, we're gonna have to take down 2 trees. Let's put the other corner there for now. And then bring that all the way up to right about here. This might not be a bad area to have our chicken coop. But again, unfortunately, if we were to go through with this plan, having such a large field, we would have to chop down at least 2 of our trees. But we could always replant, right? We just got a confirmation oink from one of our pigs over there. So, gives us a good excuse to break out the chainsaw though, right? Timber, do not hit the pigs. We're good. We're good. Didn't even get anywhere close to him. Also, this pig is like completely through the fence right now. I'm not super impressed with the fence. I gotta be honest. Not super impressed. It does contain the animals. It has contained them thus far, but it's making me more and more nervous. Let's get out our chainsaw again for the smaller one. We're gonna be down 2 pine trees now on the entire property, but again, we can probably just replant them somewhere else if we really wanted to do that. Now then, let's get out our hoe, and we can tear up 3 spaces. 3 spaces at a time. Wait a minute, we got a new skill point not too long ago. Let me open up the tablet here. We do have some farming skill points to spend. New perk after 8 harvested crops, 8 fertilized plants, and 3 harvested animal products. Interesting. 50% increased growth rate of crops. Animals provide 50% more produce. The drone allows you to fertilize plants. That would be really cool. That would be really, really cool. Like almost like a crop duster, but from a drone instead. So I'm gonna go with that, and we'll keep tearing up this field until it's all the way done. Be nice if we had a tractor for this. I'm not gonna lie. Alrighty. Well, I think that's probably way more plots than we would ever actually need, but it looks really nice. I like having a big field like this. So let's head back into the store now, and we've got to go back to, I think it was under farming. We can start placing down some of these seeds. Let's start with just tomato seeds, and we'll kind of go down the list from there. Change of plans. My indecisiveness strikes again. So we have 21 rows, if I counted correctly, and we only have 6 different crops available, which the math on that doesn't really work out evenly the way I would like, the way I think it would look the best. So instead, I'm going to do something else, and I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do after it's done, because this is going to take quite a while. Alrighty, we are finally on our final row, and there we are. You can see I had a bunch of corn in my hand just then. From here all the way down over to here, that is all corn. You guys know I'm an Iowa boy through and through. We love our corn here, so I had to make sure most of this plot was filled with, you guessed it, corn. On the very end here, we do have 2 additional rows of sunflower, and then, if I remember right, it was tomatoes, 2 rows of tomatoes, 2 rows of carrots, 2 rows of potatoes, and then 2 rows of pumpkins. You can see these are starting to sprout a little bit now. So only a matter of time. Only a matter of time before this thing is ready to harvest. Is there anything that we can do? I know we just got that thing for the drone, but is there anything else that we can do to like make these grow faster? Let's see if we can fertilize with the drone. It's just E, right? Oh, there we go. Okie dokie. That does seem to do stuff, but visually, I'm not getting much out of this. Oh, here we go. Hang on. These are starting to like do something. They're doing things, but it'd be nice if there was some sort of a visual indicator on like what has been fertilized, what needs fertilized, you know, stuff like that. In order for us to get another skill point, we need to harvest 1 crop, which we'll get to eventually once they're actually grown. We need to fertilize 1 more plant and harvest 1 more animal product. So I'm gonna grab the drone again, and let's see if we can just fertilize 1 more plant somehow. See, I'm kind of thinking that the way this works is if you just like spray a whole plot one time, that's considered fertilizing the plants. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it still says we need to fertilize 1 more plant. So obviously what we just tried to do didn't work. But what we can do, or what we should be able to do, is milk a cow. How are you out? It's these dang fences, isn't it, Melissa? You can tell me. You can tell me. I love how a whole no, please. Thank you. I was just about to say, I love how a whole cow can fit through that gate, but we can't. Now that Melissa has been brought back to safety, I'm gonna go ahead and try to milk her. There we are. So we have 1 bucket of milk. Now if we open up the pantry, we do have 3 more bottles of milk for $7.50. That's not too bad. And we should have also got a new skill point. Let's open that up really quick. The drone allows you to create an orthophoto map of plants. I haven't the slightest clue what that means or what that does, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, Maureen also needs to be milked. There we are, another skill point. The drone allows you to spray crops. Oh, is this new perk after one of those 3 things. It doesn't have to be all 3, maybe. Things are great out here on the farm, you guys. Things are going very, very well. But let's get our drone back out. Shift and enter to turn on the ortho photo map. Is that... Wait a minute. That's the thing that I was looking for. Some sort of a visual indicator that would tell us whether or not an area of the plot over here needs to be fertilized and watered, I guess. That is fantastic. It is still going to take some time for all these crops to be fully grown so we can actually go through and harvest them. So we're going to turn our attention now to the chicken coop that initially I was thinking we could put over here. But let me just walk around the property one mow again, and we'll see if there's maybe a better spot for it. I don't think so, but it never hurts to look. Yeah, I think if we were squeezing them in this back corner over here, that would look kind of strange. So I guess that settles it. They're going to go right up there next to the barn. Before we even adopt any of these chickens, I think the first thing that we should do is probably purchase a chicken coop. That way we can sort of figure out maybe how many chickens we really need for this thing. I wanted to make it look like the barn, but the only red color for wood that we have is cherry, and that's just not really close enough, so we'll go with coarse dark oak, of course. This is definitely quite a bit larger than I remember it being, but I think right about there should be a pretty good spot for it. We could even have like a little offshoot on this gravel path that sort of leads to the front door. But let's get this thing assembled before we get too carried away with things. There we are, just the roof left. Oh, the lights as well. Gotta make sure we put their ramp on the backside. So back here, this is their own little door. Oh, it's got a nice chain up there too for them. But that's their own little door with the ramp. So back here, we'll kind of have a fenced-in area for them. Just an area for them to actually roam and see the world, you know? I've been stood here for probably way too long, just sort of watching the corn in the background kind of pop in periodically. Growing. That's what it looks like when it's growing. But it's just fun to watch, man. I can't explain it. All right, so let's get our first row of fencing placed in right over there. And then on this side, we're going to come out away from the coop, probably just that much. And then we can bring the rest of it all the way up to that fence line. You know, it looks a little funny. Actually, maybe I should stop it like right around this point. I just don't really love the way that it looks meeting up with our like perimeter fence right there. This doesn't really bother me that much, but since this one is so much taller, it just looks a little funky. All we need now though is a nice little gate for us to be able to access this back area. And I thought earlier I saw like a proper chicken feeder somewhere. Oh, here we go. The wooden chicken feeder. And then over here to the right we have a chicken water trough also. Uh-oh. Aminals. It do be raining, all right? That's why we built the barn for them, so they can head in under cover. If they don't go for cover, that's on them. You know what? That is totally on them. But we'll get our chicken feeder. Place that. Wait, is it double-sided? Okay, we'll place that kind of more in the center of their area. And then make sure we fill that with food. I don't think you need to open the lid in order to do that, but last thing we need to add is, of course, the chicken water trough. Got to make sure these ladies have everything that they need in order to survive, really. I do still find it kind of funny that all of our farm animals are females. Our pigs, our cows, our sheep. The alpacas are probably that way as well. And, of course, the hens, you know, because a male chicken is just a rooster. And as far as I know, we don't have any of those here just yet. But we can make our way over to our handy-dandy computer that we have conveniently placed still under our covered porch. For some reason, I just haven't brought it inside yet. This one is stubborn and a glutton. Not lazy and actually neat. Sure. Wait, are you a rooster? There are males. What? Okay, so if we have females plus one male, theoretically, we should be able to have baby chicks, right? That's usually how that works. I think what I want to try to do is get maybe 3 females and just the 1 rooster male. You don't think it'd be frowned upon to name our rooster just Rooster, do you? As for the ladies, I'm not really sure what we should name them. They are all like different colors, especially if we're getting 3 of them. I'm pretty sure there's 3 different colors, so maybe we just name her Orange, since she is orange. Though, naming this one White does seem a bit problematic, but we're gonna go for it anyways. You guys, why did I choose this naming scheme? It can't work. I can't do it. White was fine. I can, that's fine. You know what? I'm that. But we're gonna maybe try to find a different color. There we go. How about beige? That's a good name. All right, girls and boy. Let's start making our way over here. There we go. There we go. Great work. Look at this squad, dude. Look at this squad just making their way on over to their new home. Also, it seems like most of our plants, minus, looks like maybe just 1 row of the tomatoes, are fully grown. So that's coming along nicely. All right, you guys, we're almost there. We are nearly there. Once you get inside the chicken coop, you are free to do whatever your tiny little hearts desire. There we go. There we go. Up the steps. Come on. Maybe the rooster could lead the way. Okay, this is not happening. They just don't want to go up the steps. So, if you could all join me back here, potentially. Got this nice gate. There it is. There it is. That's how we do it. Come on. You're so close. You're all nearly there. Incredible. You've all done it. Now we've got to interact with each and every one of you and make sure you're not trying to follow us anymore. That would be bad. Tell you what, the farm is really coming together very, very nicely. The last thing that we're going to do today is just try to harvest. I was just going to try to harvest a couple of these, but I think it wants me to clean out the whole row. No, it doesn't either. We're getting 130, 120 tomatoes per harvest. That's insane. I am gonna have to replant those here really quick just so I can get a thumbnail, and then we'll go through and harvest all of these crops. In the meantime, though, we do have a couple of skill points that we can spend. So I'm gonna go with probably 50% increased growth rate. Animals provide 50% more produce. That sounds good. And then crop collection range increased. Also sounds good. I know at the beginning of this episode, I did mention that I would at least think about or consider furnishing the 2nd floor of our barn. And I did think about it, albeit very briefly, and I've decided that we're gonna save it for the next episode, which will likely be the final episode on the Farm Flipper DLC. But we're not gonna dwell on that fact. We're gonna get right down here and start harvesting the rest of our field. Oh, dude, the crop collection is way bigger. Okay, so obviously we're collecting a lot of tomatoes right now. And then we get to the carrots and it's only 8 per. So really quick, I want to open up the pantry. I just want to see what tomatoes actually go for. Oh, okay, they are dumb cheap. 36 cents a piece. So we're not really going to make a killing on those like I initially thought. But let's continue clearing out the rest of our field. Almost finished here. Almost finished. It looks like we could actually do like a 3x3 area. And up in the top left, that pantry thing is just gonna keep popping up. It's still on pumpkins. It is still on pumpkins. Okay, let's open the pantry back up though, and we can see how many crops we have in total. So pumpkins, we didn't really yield all that many of them, which understandable. It's a very, very large vegetable. Is a pumpkin a vegetable? Let me know down in the comments. I honestly have no clue. Then we have 180 carrots, 338 taters, over 9,000 tomatoes, and then a bunch of corn as well. 310 sunflowers. I am really glad or really happy with the way that I laid out this field though, because we had like the tallest stuff with the sunflowers in the back, and then corn, and then the smaller stuff sort of in front of all that. But there you guys have it. A full harvest now complete. We could go through and like sell all that stuff, but again, we can just sort of save that for the next episode. So I think that's where we're going to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.